Hello, welcome to daily motivational meetings. We get empowered with positive vibe for the day, reading interfaith world scriptures. Please subscribe to the channel and make a comment what you think about a new story about. Okay, let's start reading the next chapter. We read from the beginning of the book and you will find all this video on my channel. Next chapter is conservation and sustainable development. Never does a Muslim plant tree or cultivate land and a bird or man or beast eat out of them, but that is a charity on his behalf. This was from Islam. Another quote from the Zoroastrianism: the earth feels happy in the place where one of the faithful cultivates wet grass and fruit, where he waters ground that is dry, or dry out ground that is too wet. Another quote from Confucianism: if you do not allow nets with too fine a mesh to be used in large ponds, then there will be more fish and turtle than they can eat. It hatches and eggs are permitted in the forest on the hills only in the proper seasons. Then there will be more timber than they can use. This is the first step along the kindly way. Another quote: one day, Honey, the circle drawer, was journeying on the road when he saw a man planting a carob tree. He asked him, "How long does it take for this tree to bear fruit?" The man replied, 70 years. He then further asked him, "Are you certain that you will live another 70 years? The man replied, "I found already grown carob tree in the world, as my ancestors planted this for me. So I too plant this for my children." This was from Judaism. The sacred hope of any nation is but one of many that together make the great circle of creation. In the centers grow a mighty flowering tree of life, sheltering all the children of the mother and the one father. All life is holy. People native to this land have long lived by the wisdom of the circle, aware that we are part of the earth and it is part of us. The harm this earth precious to God to upset the balance of the circle is to heap contempt on its creator. Therefore, with all our heart and mind, we must restore the balance of the earth for our grandchildren to be seventh generation. Native American religion. Another quote: the Lord said to Moses on Mount Sinai, "Speak to the Israelites and say to them, when you enter the land I am going to give you, the land itself must observe a Sabbath to the Lord. For 6 years sow you fields, and for 6 years prune you vineyards, and gather their crops. But in the 7th year, the land is to have a Sabbath of rest, a Sabbath to the Lord. Do not sow you field or prungle you vineyard. Another quote from the Quran. There is a type of man whose aim everywhere is to spread the mischief through the earth and destroy crops and cattle. But God loved not mischief. Another quote, when you besiege a city for a long time, making war against it in order to take it, you shall not destroy its trees by wielding an axe against them, for you may eat of them, but you shall not cut them down. You add this the trees in the field meant that they should be besieged by you. Another quote. The destruction of vegetable growth is an offensive requiring expiation. Another quote. Raja Koravaya had a king banyan tree called steadfast, and she shade of its widespread branches was cool and lovely. Its shelter broadened to 12 leguer. No one guarded its fruit, and no one hurts another for its fruit. Now there came a man who hit field of fruit, broke down a branch, and went his way, and thought the spirit dwelling in the tree. How amazing, how astonishing it is that a man should be so evil as so break off a branch of the tree after eating his fill. Suppose the tree were to bear no more fruit, and the tree bore no more fruits. This was from Buddhism. And further, let's read quotes from the Second Coming Messiah teaching of Sun Myung Moon. Nature always seeks balance and had been doing so unnecessarily for billions of antithetically for billions of years. What about you Americans? Are you in balance or not? You vast excessively. Once when I went to a public restroom, I saw someone tear off a long strip of toilet paper and use only the end of it, leaving two-thirds unused on the floor. Wasting anything is a sin. From the principal viewpoint, when we were born, we are allotted only a certain amount of material for our use. If we use more than the allowed amount, we are committing sin. We should conserve resource for our posterity. How to solve environmental pollution is one of the biggest problems facing humanity. According to scientists, once the ozone layer is depleted, humankind will not be able to survive the sun's ultraviolet rays. Pollution is even changing the climate. We should therefore change our lifestyle. We should live a simple life in nature, as people did in the ancient times. We should even go to the bathroom in nature with recycled human waste as fertilizer rather than causing pollution to the environment. We should not allow animal species to become extinct. We should nurture them and then set them free. Zoos should not just exhibit animals. They should breed them to set free in the wild. We should likewise protect insect species. We should protect and nurture all the species of plants which are for animals. We should protect the seeds of the world that no plant species became extinct. Wow, good idea. Another quote, already some species or insect, fish, and animals have become extinct. If this phenomenon continues unabated, then in 600 years or even 300 years, human beings will also become extinct. We should raise fish in farms and then let them loose. We can hatch them from eggs like we raise chickens. After letting them loose, we love them, then catch and eat them. The third of creation serve as living offerings to compensate their owners for the love they have received. Thus, does the creation provide food for people? Now, instead of just catching fish, we should first farm them. Krill is high in problem. Uh, it is a good resource that can be food for animals. This foodstuff exists for the sake of humanity. By supplying the world with krill, we can solve the world's food problems. We can lay water pipelines to the desert and create fish farms, just as petroleum is brought to the American mainland from Alaska. It should be possible to pipe seawater or fresh water to any place in the world. Amazon River water can be piped to the desert. Then it can be developed for fish farming. We should breed and grow fish with loving heart before we eat them. By creating fish farms in the desert, we can also use the water to irrigate the land to grow vegetables and grass. Every year, more land is turning into desert. Through human ingenuity, by establishing firm fish farms, the desert will become a place of marshes and trees. I am not just thinking small scale. I envision transforming a huge desert into fish farms that will produce an infinitely supply of food. Solution to the world's environmental problem cannot be arrived at through the effort of scientists alone, or by the effort of any one individual organization or nation. They can call for sacrifice and cooperation among all people of the world, transcending the interest of any one community or nation. Such a spirit of cooperation will be attained only when all people will view themselves as members of the same human family. The revolutionary change in human consciousness has long seen need, and it's vital to humanity's survival today. Okay, and further, let's read quotes from the another book, Heavy Modern Homo Sapiens, and this afterwards. Nowadays, there is a common saying that past century was physics century, but this century will be biological century, and since currently more and more people are starting to discover and develop inner self, character, and mind, it so as that from now on soul will be even more important for success and progress. Moreover, it's showing that the world is moving in that direction as a trend. To perfect something, try many times. Quantity leads to quality. Think only good about all people you meet, your neighbors, and even people you meet, even in social networks, since whole people are interconnected in spiritual network of humankind, and all thoughts are transmitted immediately unconsciously. People feel all you thought and respond accordingly. One more current trend that will last are developing personal relationship with God. That is most important in this new century. Since the relationship between God and human beings is that of parent and child, every life moment live with God. Start the path to you true self today, and not only you will move forward perfection, but you will change the world by this too. And this book I wrote just a glimpse of the life best practices for the soul that I studied, experienced, and practiced in my life. In addition, I observe how these best practices changes thousands of people lives for good. However, there are so much more to describe, and that I will do in upcoming books. Okay, that was the quotes for today. I like this very much. Um, the final quotes to practice today. Solutions to world's environment problem cannot be arrived at through the efforts of scientists alone or by the efforts of any one individual, organization, or nation. They call for sacrifice and cooperation among all people of the world, transcending the interest of any one community or nation. Such a spirit of cooperation will be attained only when all people view themselves as members of the same human family. This revolutionary change in human conscience has long been needed, and it is vital to humanity's survival today. Yes, this was the quotes for today. Please practice them. If you have any difficulties today, just watch one more time this video, and also if you will lack ideas, just watching, listen this quotes, you may have more ideas how to develop better a new area. Because God could give you another interesting ideas as we discussed in previous videos. Please watch them, and also please, if you practice already and have something related story, please write them below in the comments. I have a very interesting practices for last 4 years. We with our friends, families, go in the forest for a week and in the summer, and by and not just living them in the nature, in the midst of nature, but also we are cleaning that forest from the waste what is there. So and this bring a good practice that always me and my children, when we go on the street or wherever we see the trash, we collect them and put in the trash can. So please be very careful today and daily, because the spiritualists warn us that the vast, the trash, what we see outside, is the reflection of human inside. So something inside of human beings is not perfect yet. Please work for this perfection, and God will help you daily and every hour and every second, because He is always with us. Wish you a great blessed day today. Please contact me for cooperation anytime, and the contact is below. And don't forget to make morning exercise. Have a great blessed day. See you tomorrow, same time. Bye bye.